Hello witches and wizards, and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create your own Harry Potter fabric face masks. This is a pattern that I found online that I have absolutely loved and have created hundreds of masks with. This is definitely a super easy, beginner-friendly pattern. You can either sew this on your sewing machine or you could do this by hand as well. All the items that I use in this video I will leave down in the description below. So let's just get started. Here is the pattern that I use. I got this off of Google. My favorite trick is to cut out a big stack of 6" by 6" fabric. Then I like to use these handy dandy fabric clips to clip down the pattern and the fabric together. This works so well and is so handy. I do not use pins. I personally love to use these clips, and I'm telling you right now, these are a lifesaver, especially when you're cutting out more than one piece of fabric at a time. After I have all of my fabric pieces cut out, I like to take the first piece off, and then the next two are gonna be paired. So what you want is the two pretty sides to be facing together, and then the two ugly sides facing out. You want to sew on the ugly sides with the pretty sides sandwiched on the inside. If you're a beginner, feel free. Use all the pins you need, use all the clips you need, because it can be very helpful, but personally, I don't need them, so I don't use them. Now that I've sewn this curved line on my outer piece of my mask, I have also cut out my lining fabric and also sewn the curved part of my mask. These are the exact same. They should both match, especially on this curve and this curve right here. The outer fabric will have this extra piece right here though. So if you don't have that on your lining fabric, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want. Next, what you're gonna wanna do, take your outer fabric, open it up, flip it inside out so that you have something that looks like this on both sides. Next, I normally like to lay it onto a surface. I'll just put it on my sewing machine to show you. I'm gonna take my lining fabric and put pretty side of my lining fabric on the pretty side of my outer fabric. Just lay it right on top, okay? You wanna match this seam and this seam together. See? So both of the nose bridge pieces are matching and everything is in the right place. Everything is laying right where it should. You could clip this or pin this if you would like. I personally don't do that. I normally just pinch right here on the nose bridge and then pinch right here, sew it on the curve. It's really important that you're sewing with the curved shape. You don't want to sew it straight like this. You want to make sure to keep that shape. Again, I'm going to hold the nose bridge really tightly. I'm going to sew this curve of the mask, and then I'm going to stop at the nose bridge. Then I'm just going to line everything up again. It actually looks really good and I don't have to line it up. And then just sew right on the curved line again. Always backstitch at least a few times. That's just gonna help create a knot so that all your threads don't just fall out, because you don't want that. Then for the bottom, sometimes these don't line up perfectly, so all you wanna do is pinch the middle seams together again, hold the middle, pull that side tight, and then just sew again. Okay, look at that. It looks kind of like a mask. So now that you have everything sewn together, you have both of these curves sewn together, and then you have both of your pieces sewn together on the top and the bottom, it is time to flip it inside out. You should have something like this now. It's starting to look like a mask. Next, what you're gonna wanna do, you see these extra little pieces? You're gonna wanna fold these over And these are going to create little tubes that you can add your straps to. Now, personally, what I like to do is, here is the raw edge of the lining fabric. What I normally like to do is I cover it up like so, and then I'll sew over this line. It just gives a nicer look. If you wanted to add a filter to your mask, if you just sewed like that, you would still get the tube right in here, but you would also have a pocket if you wanted to add a filter. You could do whatever you want to do. Again, personally, I just fold it over like that. I like to make sure that I get any little air pocket or weird ripple out of the fabric before I sew this down, because then if you leave it in there, it will stay in there. So just make sure that your fabric is laying how you want it to lay on the side that you're sewing the tube down on. I don't know if you can tell, but all this fabric is laid flat and it doesn't have any weird ripples or anything weird. And would you look at that? Now I have a mask. Perfect. You just want to make sure that you don't cut into this part of your mask. But as long as you're just cutting this little flappy part, then you're fine. Now you have a Deathly Hallows mask. I do want to show you really quickly how these tubes work. I think personally I'm gonna add some crochet chain loops to these, but I did want to show you with a little piece of elastic and a safety pin, kind of what these look like or how to use them. Like that. And then you could either tie this together, you could sew it together, you could use ribbon, you could use yarn, you could use elastic, you could use shoelaces. You do whatever you want. That's why I really like this pattern, because it doesn't have the elastic sewn into the mask. If you would like to change it, all you'd have to do is cut the elastic or whatever loop you have off, and then you could change it to something else. So it makes it really easy. You could change it out if the elastic is uncomfortable, or if the crochet loops are uncomfortable, or whatever. It's really easy. It really is a beginner mask. I think this is only taking me about 15 minutes to explain thoroughly. If you guys make these yourself, make sure to send me a picture of them on Instagram. I would absolutely love to see. If you would like to buy one from my Etsy shop, I will leave a link for it down in the description. I do plan on having a whole restock for masks very, very soon, so if you'd like to grab one, make sure to follow me on Instagram to see when I'm going to be doing that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave any other comments down below of things you'd like to see me make. I would love to do sewing videos if you guys would like to watch them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.